I'm Corey Jenkins. I am the disc golf instructor here at Nash Community College.
Wesley Fields.
Kelly Cannon.
Rick Richmond. To start, disc golf's an easy game, pick up, anybody can do it. It's pretty relatively cheap to start. You can play with one disc. You don't need to buy a bunch of them to start with. You need to learn your technique first. Limiting your disc to just one would probably help. Most courses are free. Good chance to get out with the family, friends, anybody. Take up an hour or two of your time.
I don't know, I started in 2001.
I started in 2005 in college at ECU, my first time playing, and I've been addicted ever since.
Yeah.
Been playing very heavily since about 2008.
Well, it can vary from course to course, but average number of holes is 18 holes. Here at Nash, we have a 9-hole course here on campus. It's pretty short. It's pretty beginner friendly as well. Anybody can come out and play it.
If somebody wants to try disc golf, here in Rocky Mountain, you can go to Dunham Sports. They've got a good selection of discs, especially for beginners. Here in the Raleigh area, Play It Again Sports. You can look online. It's a web world now. You can look online and pretty much buy any disc you want. YouTube, watch some professional clinics. They'll give some good tutorials on driving, upshots, putting, different styles, and then you can just kind of base that off of how you play yourself, how the disc feels in your hand, different throws. Everybody throws a little differently, so you just got to throw what's comfortable for you.
I think one of the biggest beginner mistakes is buying a bunch of drivers when they're just now starting out. Drivers are really meant for the power players who have somewhat of a good technique. So I really say one of the good beginner tips that I learned was really start out with a mid-range disc, which is made anywhere from 200 to 300 feet, and a putter. Don't go out and buy the biggest, baddest driver you can get your hands on. Really start out small, and as you develop more technique and form, you'll be able to get more distance and then start to pick up the drivers.
And number one rule in disc golf, don't get attached to your disc. You will lose it. It does happen.
We want to ute it through into a little bitty drainage gutter thing in a driveway, and we search for it for like 30 minutes, and I was like, I guarantee it's in that little gutter thing. And I get down, look down in it, and it's like midway down the gutter. We had to duct tape 2 long sticks together and run it down there and pull it out. That was pretty weird.
I still don't know how I got in.
Yeah, the hole's maybe that big, just wide enough for a disc to get in.
I'm throwing one in a trash can.
That's pretty good one.
Ooh.
Get down, quick. Oh, hit the basket.
Did it?
Yeah. Skipped off the top, almost hit him. Oh. No,
That's
pretty shot.
if it lands on top, it doesn't count. Or if it goes through the top, it doesn't count. It actually has to come inside between here and here. It can't go through either place. So it actually has to rest inside the basket for it to count. Inside the chains or inside the basket. I would say probably the mental game actually is just like ball golf. You can have a bad hole and you can't take it with you to the next hole. If you shoot an 8 on a hole, you don't want to carry that over. You need to be able to move on past that. To me, that's the most difficult thing. With that, getting frustrated can be difficult.
I think the next thing that you really want to make sure you've got on lock is your putting. Your putting is what saves your strokes out on these courses. Kelly can drive just as far as I can, but if we're both 40 feet away from the basket and I can sink the putt and he can't, then I've got a stroke advantage on him. So I think putting is the next, the next big thing on these courses.
All right, so there are lots of different types of discs. And primarily there are 3 different types. You have a putter, which is what we use for short shots, generally 100 feet in, but this is what we usually throw from 30 feet in. Our mid-ranges, which can be used, you can use this for a 100-foot shot. You can even putt with this if you really want to, but this is really for a mid-range game. Depending on your arm strength, depends on how far obviously you can throw it, but this is more for more controlled shot. And then you have drivers, which for a little bit more experience, these do go further. They do a lot further. You can actually see the difference between on the lip here. A lot more aerodynamic. They do go a lot faster, but they do have a lot more distance.
I go more color oriented. I pick white and green. Green's a terrible color, by the way, because all the trees and grass and everything's green, so I tend to lose mine a lot, but I prefer the color. The bags, we were going to touch base on the bags. You can get different levels of bags, just like disc. That small ones to start off with carry 6 to 10 disc. This one I think holds, what, 20 to 22, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, 21.
And these are the backpack ones. These are the hot ones right now, I guess. These are the ones that go around your shoulders, just like a book bag. It takes some of the weight off your lower back, helps you with your game.
Some of the beginner discs I recommend are Buzzes or Rocks. Discraft, Buzz, and Nova Rocks. They tend to be very stable. If you're a beginner, it's going to be a good disc. It's going to go a lot straighter for you compared to a driver. It's got a thinner rim, tend to be a lot more stable. I've also got some putt approach discs that allow you to throw a little bit further than 30 feet, say 150, 200 feet.
And as you can tell, like the wear and tear on disc play a big part too. You can see this is like a brand new disc. We switch them out a lot because once they get beat in, real beat up like this disc here, you can tell it's been through the ringer a couple times. You start switching them out, getting new ones in, because these tend to start to flip over, start doing different stuff. They're not as stable as they were when they first got.
I also recommend keeping a towel in your bag. You never know, even if it's not going to rain, you never know, you might be playing near the water, and just get a towel off your disc. Might slip out, cause you to have a bad throw. This up close is the Buzz rim. You can see it's not nearly as thin in comparison to a driver, and yet it still has that angle here versus putter or approach that has more of a rounded rim.
One of the biggest misconceptions what people think about disc golf is they actually think we're throwing frisbees. The closest thing that we have to a frisbee is actually our putters that we throw, and they do look really similar. But the difference between them is a frisbee is much larger. It's a much larger disc than this. They generally go straight when you throw them. They go straight exactly where you're going to throw them. Whereas most of the disc now, I mean, you can see with the rim here and everything, when you throw them, they're going to go straight, and then if you're right-handed, dead left. That's what they do when you're first starting out playing. Even the putters, when you first start throwing them, they're going to go straight, but then they're going to end up tailing off to the left because that's just what they do. If you're interested in learning more about disc golf, Nash Community College does offer a class. It's disc golf. Class number is 219. There is going to be a summer session for that. It's on Tuesdays and Thursday nights from 5 to 7. And there's also going to be a section this fall for the fall semester, time to be determined. But Nash Community College does offer a disc golf class.